Hey there, Retro Games fans. This is Andy C from Piece of Paper. Welcome to this week's The Bit Between. As part of our month with the Game Boy, we will be looking at some Game Boy games throughout the Bit Betweens on our Wednesday slot. So let's dive straight into this. So when Nintendo launched the original Game Boy back in 1989, it didn't take long for people to ask one question. And that question, of course, is, where is Zelda? Now, the NES had already given us two legendary adventures, and over on the Super Nintendo, A Link to the Past was redefining what an action-adventure game really could be. So surely it was only a matter of time before before Link made an appearance on Nintendo's handheld. And of course, in 1993, that answer was finally given. It finally happened. But it wasn't quite in the way that anyone really expected. So rather than creating a scaled down version of A Link to the Past, Nintendo gave us something entirely new. A brand new adventure set on the mysterious island of Koholint, apologies if I say that wrong, with a cast of quirky characters, some very unusual cameos, and one of the most memorable stories the series has ever told. It was called Link's Awakening, and despite the Game Boy's monochrome screen and limited hardware, many fans still rank it alongside the very best Zelda games ever made. Then, 5 years later, Nintendo revised it again for the Game Boy Color with Link's Awakening DX, which is what we're going to be looking at today. And it wasn't just a splash of colour that they added, the visuals were completely refreshed. There was a brand new colour dungeon that was added, Game Boy printer support also made an appearance, and it became the definitive handheld version of the game until the Switch remake arrived more than 20 years later. Now, what's remarkable is just how much adventure Nintendo managed to squeeze onto this tiny little cartridge. An expansive overworld, intricate dungeons, dozens of memorable characters, clever puzzles, item upgrades, trading quests, and a soundtrack, of course, that is still instantly recognisable today. And perhaps what's even more impressive is they achieved all of that on hardware powered by just an 8-bit processor running at around 4 MHz. So, this week on The Bit Between Them, we are going to head back to Koholint Island to find out why Link's Awakening DX isn't just one of the best games on the Game Boy Color, but one of the greatest handheld games ever made. At least that's my hypothesis anyway. Let's begin to have a bit of a look at this, and I'll talk through the game as I play it and tell you a little bit about what I've been doing up to now with it. Yeah, let's dive in with some gameplay. Right then, let's get into this then. So this is Link's Awakening. I am going to create a new save. And we're just going to start off here. And what I will do is I'll play for about 10 minutes. But the trouble with playing a game like this is it's very difficult to summarise it in 10 minutes. But we'll see what is possible and hopefully give you a bit of a view of what you've got to do. I've been playing this on the actually on the Game Boy Color itself, of course, which is obviously I've been taking that out and about with me. So I'm going to get my shield from this guy here. Now, yep, hooray! There we go. Right, okay. Yep, got my shield. Great, fantastic. Yep, brilliant. Right, okay, let's go. Yeah, very difficult to summarise a game like this in 10-15 minutes. But what I'll do when I get to the review at the end is obviously I'll tell you what it's been like playing it on the Game Boy full as well. So right, we're going to go right down the bottom here. We're looking for Link's sword. So I've just got to use my shield here because I don't have my sword yet. So I'm just holding my shield button down. Now I think, can I move these guys out of the way here? There we go. And then there we go. There is my sword. Oh, there's the owl. Hoot hoot. So you are the lad who owns the sword. Now I understand why the monsters are starting to act violently. A courageous lad has come to wake the windfish. It is said that you cannot leave the island unless you wake the windfish. You should now go north to the mysterious forest. I will wait for you there, Hoot. Alright, let's get my sword. Hooray! I can do some fighting now. You found your sword. It... because it has your name engraved on it. Right, now... I'm trying to figure out what the... here we go. That's it. That's it. Just got to remember what the keys are because they are slightly different. Obviously because I am playing with this on the emulator, as I mentioned before. Amazing. Nice, straightforward. And then we got some rupees. Amazing. Well, we got a rupee. Oh, that didn't go well. Let's go up here. That's not gone well. That's not gone well. Why is my sword not working? Oh, because I'm pressing the wrong button. What's a doofus? Yeah, that's not gone well. Hasn't gone well for me. That's what I wanted to do. Right, that's not gone well. That's a common case of forget what the buttons do. There we go, there's another rupee there. Well, this hasn't started well, has it, really? What's my health looking like? I'm about halfway through my health. I keep pressing the wrong button! Oh, this isn't going well. The trouble is, if I die, there's no extra lives here. That's it. I am done for. I feel like I don't want to fall down there. It's annoying because, yeah, I'm playing this on a PlayStation 4 controller and I've got the controls confused a couple of times there, which is kind of annoying. Anything in here worth getting? Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Alright, let's save and continue. Now, do I have my sword? Yes, I do. I do still have the sword. Right, okay. That's good news. Not a great start. Oh, as you can see, lots of exploration, which is fantastic. Here sleeps the flying rooster. Now, I think somewhere there is a... there's somebody that's looking for randomly a Yoshi soft toy, which is around somewhere. I can't exactly remember where. It might be in here. Don't think I can get him. Let's go up here. Okay. It doesn't seem to be attacking me, which is good news. Oh, this might be the person. So if I go here, my Bow Wow is so proud of his fine fur coat. Oh, okay, not here then. Maybe it's somewhere else. Let's go up to the forest. See if we can get up to the forest now. Can I go this way? I think I can. Oh, actually, is that now a short... Oh, that's exciting. Is that now a shortcut? There we go. I knew I could go in there. I couldn't go in there earlier. Right. So we're into a dungeon. I'll play for a couple more minutes. So I need 4 of these. Same as with any Zelda game as well. If I collect 4 of those pieces of hearts, then I get an extra life. Well, extra heart life, I think. So I've only got 3 rupees. I wouldn't be able to go up here because I wouldn't be able to cut the grass down without my sword. Here's the owl. Visited the Tail Cave, which is south of the village. Go there with the key you find in this forest. Right then, okay. Oh, I thought I got you then. Clearly not. And I didn't actually need a heart then either. Oh, I can also press select. That'll bring up my map so you can see where I've explored so far. Not very far. Currently in the woods at the moment. What I didn't do actually, there's a little library that you can go in that sort of reveals bits and pieces for you as well. Also gives you a few little tutorials here and there. No, still don't need the heart. As a raccoon, my nose is very sensitive to stuff like dust and powder. Great. Oh, cave. What I might do then is... I think you're getting the idea now of what's got to go on. Oh, I need that heart that time. If I go into here... And this is classic, right? This is classic Zelda caves. What I don't want to do is fall down. I could show you what happens if I fall down. Maybe we could just end the game at that point. What do I? Can I just go? No, you see, I'll just die. There we are, and that takes one of my health points away. Oh, that's annoying. Oh, of course, yes. I just realised what's happened there. Okay. Oh, that's not gone well. I did manage to get across there before. This is surprisingly difficult. I might be finishing the game in a minute. There we go. There we are. Right. Now I should be able to get... This is a chest here that I just cannot quite get to. That's it. Why can I not get to that? What am I missing? Not that. Oh no. Well, there we go. That is the end of that. That's going to take me back to the village now anyway. So there you go. That is Zelda. The Link's Awakening DX on the Game Boy Color. I'm going to go back and tell you what I think now. I'm going to play this for a little bit more and give you a bit more of a proper view of the game and let you know what I thought of it and tell you what's coming up next on the channel. I will see you in there. So there you have it. That is Link's Awakening DX on the Game Boy Color. And yeah, not the easiest game to do on a bit between walkthrough or gameplay because really you need hours and hours and hours to go through it. But I just kind of wanted to show you a little bit of the game itself and give you a view of what was possible. Obviously, for those of you who've played the original Zelda games on the Nintendo NES, sorry, on the NES, Nintendo Entertainment System, you will recognise this as an early generation Zelda game. But it is a really cool game, and I love all the little references. There's Nintendo references all scattered about all over the place in it. From other Nintendo games, it makes it quite unusual. It's quite a unique game in that respect. And yeah, I carried on playing it on the Game Boy. I've been playing it a little bit before as well. Obviously, playing on the emulator meant that I had to start again. Yeah, you sort of get the idea really from the gameplay. So, not the best game to do in the bit between, as I say, but it is a game that I really wanted to show because it does really showcase what was possible on that tiny little handheld on a device which only last week I said was actually incredibly underpowered compared to its competitors. So it was really amazing what the developers were able to squeeze out of such a small machine and being able to take an adventure game like Zelda on the go with you and have this kind of free roaming open world environment that you could play in and adventure in. I think on the move back in the the early 90s was really something quite special. So whilst I never played this game particularly myself back in the day, I think games like this and Pokemon as well, Red and Blue, also incredibly important, and it's not difficult to see why games like this did so well and why people hold them in such high regard in 2026. So what would I think of it? It's a difficult one really, because I haven't played the game enough to make a really good judgment. I've only really played it for a couple of hours, but from what I've seen so far, what I've read, the gameplay that I've seen, all those kind of things, this feels like a solid 4.5. I think it's very, very borderline 5. It is a fantastic game. It is very, if you're a Zelda fan, it feels like Zelda. It's got that wonderful soundtrack in it. It looks amazing on the Game Boy Color as well, and what Nintendo did to spruce it up and pop it onto that color machine, I think is amazing. Didn't just add a few colours and make it look great. I think it looks fantastic. So I think that is the definitive version. Having played I played the monochrome one briefly, obviously very similar in a lot of ways, but this just brings a whole bunch of extra depth to the Game Boy Color that you didn't have in the original monochrome version. So 4.5 parrots for me, well deserved. Very borderline on 5. It's almost gaming perfection, but a very, very good game. And if you're a Zelda fan, it's a must play if you've not played it before, for sure. It's great fun, and I'm going to go play it some more because I really want to get into it, and there's more that I want to do with it as well. So that is it for this week's The Bit Between. Apologies, it was a bit of a weird one, not your usual fast-paced one. I did think about doing Tetris, but I'm thinking that I might talk about Tetris as an entirely separate thing in its own feature on Friday. So that's what we're going to be looking at very, very soon. This week we will be looking at the legacy of the great Gunpei Yokoi, who is the man behind many of Nintendo's innovations, not least the D-pad, but obviously significantly a significant person in the development of the Game Boy. And so I wanted to talk about some of the things that he did and some of his legacy, specifically in relation to the Game Boy. So we'll be talking about that on Friday. Yeah, that is probably it for this week's The Bit Between. Join us next week for next week's The Bit Between. I have an idea about what I want to do for that one. And yeah, just leaves me to say thanks all for watching. If you do enjoy these videos, please do hit that like and subscribe button. Yeah, please do take care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, bye for now.